Taking me back down the road leads back to you. Oh, 29 Park, I feel the heat of your desert heart. Taking me back down the road leads back to you.
Okay, I know it's been a long time since I posted anything on YouTube. I know it's been even longer since I posted anything that I recorded recently on YouTube. So here we go. This is one of those things that a lot of people have been looking for. Let's see. Basically, it's an early version of one of those high velocity fans. You know, those patents. I have one of those patents, and it's pretty good. I think the one I have is from the late '80s. And it's one of those good blue bladed patents that everybody seems to have. This is kind of what came before it. This is an ILG or ILG Dualaire. I believe it's either 18 or 20 inches, somewhere around there. You know, portable floor fan. Ball bearing motor. The blades are actually not black. They are, if you actually light them up with a light, they are actually slightly green. They are not made out of plastic. They are made out of bakelite. Earlier versions of this would have aluminum blades. This one is bakelite because this is, I believe, from 1950 to whenever they stopped making them. I would say this one's probably an earlier version of the bakelite blades because it does have the script logo. And from what I've seen, a lot of the newer ones just say ILG on them. This is an older logo, from what I think, what I've come up with. The model, I can show the sticker. The tag, it's not even a sticker, it's a little metal tag riveted onto the motor housing. Very low speed.
Which could lead to hospitalizations. In a key study, Neulasta reduced the risk of infection from 17% to 1%, a 94% decrease.
I'm not sure these knobs are original. I feel like they're not, but they don't look terrible with it, so I'm going to leave them on. The paint is original, but it's a little chipped up, but it's fine. Somebody fixed it here. That's not a huge deal. It's not perfect, but it's very expensive. Way more than I would usually pay for a fucking fan. But this is actually a pretty clean example. There's a couple little paint splatters here and there on it that I've found on the housing and the blades. See right there is some white paint. That's okay. It's got a very long wire, grounded wire on it, and turn it on. It's 2 speeds. It's 1 click and then 1 speed and then off, then 1 click. It's on, off, on, off. 2 speeds. I think it'll turn on high. We're gonna find out. Yeah, this is high. Very quiet. Bearings are very slightly noisy, but other than that, you can only really hear the bearings on low. You don't really hear them on high. A ton of air. And off. Ball bearings are a little rough sounding, but when it's running you don't really hear it. You hear it more on low. On high you don't hear it. It's very balanced. Yeah, the hub of the blade does have a little bit of a wobble, but the blade itself is actually perfectly balanced. It doesn't wobble at all. It doesn't vibrate at all when it's running. It takes forever to fucking stop. It's good enough. I'll wait until it completely stops. I gotta find the charger for this camera because this camera's almost dead. Should be on my desk. Actually, it might be plugged in. And I know it was here, and then I unplugged and I put it somewhere. I think it's on my desk. The only thing I don't like about this thing, that I think is kind of a crappy design, is how this is mounted to the base. It has these nuts here, or these special washers that have this little piece here, this little ear that goes into the tube. It just sticks in there. I don't like that design. I think that's kind of crappy. Although they don't go anywhere, they're very hard to get out of there. And here's low. Off. Turn on and you just pull this knob out, and apparently I think it's just a tube, and there's a chain, pull chain, and the switch is in here in the motor housing, very similar to a ceiling fan would have. Yeah. So these like rubbery plastic feet. This thing is actually pretty heavy. I'd say it weighs about 40 pounds. I'm not sure. I think it's actually 35 pounds about. Bakelite blade. No. Apparently these are pretty rare, and from what I understand, most of these, other than the ball bearings getting louder than hell, most of them are still, like, they work fine. I also have a small ILG exhaust fan I'm going to install. I'll make a video of that. That thing's brand new old stock though, but it's not as old as this. It's from the early 60s. Yeah. Thing spins forever. They don't make them like this anymore. Unfortunately, they lasted too long. And I don't know what. I think ILG is still around, or ILG. I know you're supposed to say ILG, but I don't like saying it like that. I don't know why. But I feel like this company is still around. They do have a website. They do have a website, and they're using the same logo with the that one right there. Yeah, this is called the Dualaire model. Apparently, you could use it as a window fan. I don't know why it's. How you're supposed to use it as a window fan. I read up that somewhere it's supposed to have like a chain or something that keeps it from falling. I don't fucking know. I would not put this in a window. Very thick bakelite blades. They probably good 1/8 of an inch thick. Yeah, maybe a little less. Maybe 1/16 inch thick or so. Motor's in the middle. No idea who made the motor. I don't know if they make their own motors on these. I know some of them have Westinghouse motors, but this is a ball bearing motor. Probably not a Westinghouse motor. It might be a GE. Could be their own. Not quite sure. Oh, and this thing is old enough. You look here. It says Chicago 41 USA. Apparently that's what they did before they had I believe what that is because before they had a zip code. That's what they did. I don't know the full story, but I know that has something to do with before the zip codes became before they were all set up. Sorry if I sound a little out of breath. My allergies are really, really bad today. Dude, I'm really stuffed up and I'm out of breath just from talking. I'll make a better video of it at one point. I'm not sure how this freaking cage is gonna come off. I think it just pulls off, if I had to guess. You just pull it up and back. That's what it looks like. Yeah. I don't really know though. No clue. Actually, the back logo is even bolted on. I'm sure this one is, well, that's actually made onto the motor cover. Yep, pretty much it. It does now. It lives in the living room now. It will stay here. It's very quiet, and it'll be good for a nice day, or if the dogs get warm. Usually Brutus and my other dog Tootsie will lay in front of a fan, and this thing's very quiet, and on low, even though it moves a lot of air, on low it's very quiet and it's a very nice breeze. And I figure, why not? We always have a fan in the living room, so I might as well make it a decent one. I had a box fan out here, but I don't really like box fans that much. I think they're kind of ugly, to be honest. I had the Hunter or Duracrest or whatever the hell that thing is out here. I made a video of a couple years ago. Yeah. Very long cord. It has a new cord on it. Like I said, I paid a little bit more, a lot more than I would like to for something like this, but I saw it and it was actually in decent shape. I had not found a decent one online in a long time, so I figured, why not? I can afford it. I haven't really bought anything to speak of in over a year, so why not? Anyway, thanks for watching.